Are you seeking the light? Welcome to Seeking God with Leah Klein, Health and Wholeness Coach. And my verses for you today are Matthew 5:14 through 16. You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. Nor do people light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a stand, and it gives light to all in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven. Are you seeking the light of God? Are you dwelling so closely with Him that His light is rubbing off on you? Think about it in terms of going back to the Old Testament, to Moses, and how it says that his face shone after he had been in the presence of God. And so much so that he actually put a veil over it so that they wouldn't see it fading. That is supposed to be us. We're supposed to be, well, maybe not quite that bright, but we are supposed to be reflecting His light to the world around us as we are in His light and take that in. As we take in His light, that light shines back off of us so that we can be the light of the world. And we can shine truth into darkness. We can keep the salt and light present in the world that we talked about in the previous video. And you want people to be able to look at your life and say, you have something I don't have. What is it? And many of us, at one time or another, doesn't necessarily have to be true of us now, have possibly not shown as well as we could have. We may have either hidden it under a basket, or we have just not put it at the highest place so it could actually be seen. Because I get it, being seen is vulnerable. It can be hazardous, but as it says in the scripture, should we not fear God more, who has the power to destroy us in this world and the next, or someone who the worst they could do is kill us, and then we would be with God? We have a very sheltered view of our relationship with God, that it is just between me and Him and shouldn't necessarily have an effect on the way we live the rest of our lives. And that isn't true. That is not the way we were meant to be. And that is actually what brings people to Christ, is seeing Him in our lives. And it's usually not the big preacher, evangelist. More often than not, especially in this country, it is seeing somebody, knowing somebody, and realizing there's something they have that I don't have. There is something missing from my life, and this person seems to have it. And that has the greatest power. And you may not know that you've influenced somebody in that way, because lots of times you just call to plant seeds, to shine your light, and you may not see the fruit of that in this life, where you actually find out that you were an influence. But we are always an influence. And that's something we need to remember and take to heart. I want to encourage you to ask God to show you His light, and also how you can be a light to those around you. And if you're having trouble hearing God speak to you, let me show you how to spend quality one-on-one time with God in His creation. And to learn more about that, feel free to reach out to me. There is a link to schedule some time with me in the blurb under the video or over the video, or in the email that was connected with this. And so I want you to remember, are you being a light today? And also remember that God is our light. And let's wrap up with Here I Am to Worship. If you know it, feel free to sing along. If not, feel free to just listen. Light of the world, you step down into darkness. Open my eyes, let me see beauty that made this heart adore you. Hope of a life spent with you. Here I am to worship. Here I am to bow down. Here I am to say that you're my God. You're altogether lovely, altogether worthy, altogether wonderful to me. King of all days, oh so highly exalted, glorious in heaven above. Humbly you came to the earth you created, all for love's sake became poor. Oh, here I am to worship, here I am to bow down, here I am to say that you're my God. You're altogether lovely, altogether worthy, altogether wonderful to me. And feel free to reach out if you want to learn how to get even closer to God. See you next week.